All right, you know what I'm saying? So, boom. So, I hear now that Andrade El Idolo Cien Almas Comprehende has just been released from the WWE. I think, about a day or two ago, whatever it is. I just see this story. I was like, perfect. It gives me something to talk about because I've been wanting to kind of go into this for a little bit now. Andrade, he gets released for the second time. I see everyone online now making a big fucking fuss about Andrade getting released. Like, what? He just came back. He didn't even get a chance to do anything. This and that. Yada, yada. How could they do this? WWE, they've misused him. They've misused another talent. Triple H, how could he do this? They ought to be ashamed of themselves. Let's be real. Andrade is a fucking job guy. He's a fucking job guy. That's who Andrade is. All right? They had no business even bringing this guy back. It is mind-boggling to me that he made it this far, this long, just stealing money from these major companies in the fucking first place, man. This guy, Andrade, he gets released and everyone makes it seem like it's this huge injustice. Like WWE just released, fucking prime Shawn Michaels or whatever. Like this dude Andrade was ever going to make a lick of a difference. This guy on and off for the past decade or so has done fuck all of nothing for WWE, for AEW. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. He comes into WWE back in NXT again, like 10 years ago. How long has it been? Like 10 years ago, this guy comes in. Remember, he removed his mask, didn't get over. So they paired him up with Zelina Vega. That was probably the best he ever was. Just because, Zelina basically carried him. She carried him all the way to the NXT title. That was the best run of his career there. And since then, all he's been doing is trying to recapture that magic with all these fucking managers like Vicky Guerrero and what's his name? Chavo Guerrero. Remember that? And it's just not working. And then you have him now in the WWE. They bring him back at the Rumble. Last year or whatever it is, people are saying, oh, he just came back. He didn't just come back. All right. It's been the better part of 2 years since this guy got re-signed. And again, he's lucky to have gotten the fucking paycheck that he's had over the past little while. I mean, let's be real. This guy, Andrade, has made some pretty good money in the WWE and AEW that he had no business or right making. You mean to tell me, do you really think that Andrade has... Do you think that this guy has been a good investment for any promotion that has had him for the past however many years? No, not at all. The last chance he had of getting anywhere is when he was with Zelina Vega. And Zelina Vega, I'll give her credit. I'll give her props. She is an underrated manager. I don't know why she's a wrestler, quite frankly, because she has no business doing such and being such. But as a manager, she's not bad at all. She's not bad at all. Kind of similar to like Leo Rush. It's like this guy could be like an A tier, not an A tier, maybe like a B or B plus tier manager. But for some reason, he fancies himself a wrestler. Why, dude? You're like 4 foot. But anyways, Andrade, I don't really give a fuck about Andrade. Nobody else should either. But all this does to me is just point to a bigger problem in wrestling. And I kind of touched on this a little bit in regards to AJ Lee's return a couple weeks ago or whatever it was. But now we seem to live in fucking Fantasyland and Bizarro world where you have people like Andrade, people like AJ Lee, people like Finn Balor, people like Shinsuke Nakamura, all these fucking jabronis who they hype up as if these guys are all going to be the next big thing, right? They're either the next big thing or everyone now is a legend. Fucking Chavo Guerrero is a legend. Fucking my nutsack is a legend, right? And it's not. It's to me. I don't comprehend it. I genuinely don't. These dumb fucking fans just seem to believe whatever fucking hype that WWE manufactures about these, just random ass wrestlers who don't have a chance of getting over at all. If we're being real, over the past decade or so, one of the real downfalls of wrestling has been this insertion of Ring of Honor guys and indie guys and New Japan guys, these guys who have really led to the downfall of the business as we know it. We went from people who got recruited like Brock Lesnar, like Randy Orton, like John Cena, Batista, right? We went from these kinds of guys to now the Sami Zayns of the world, to the Kevin Owenses of the world. You know what I mean? These guys, these fucking jabronis have no chance at all. Fucking Adam Cole. You can go down, an entire laundry list of wrestlers who were supposed to be the next big thing. They were all supposed to be the next big thing, right? Fucking, who else are we talking about, man? Maybe like Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. These guys were all supposed to be the next big thing. These guys were all supposed to go on to be a big fucking deal, and they all led on to went on, so to speak, to do nothing. They left. They stole money. Finn Balor, JD McDonough, people like that continue to steal money. NXT has been a complete failure. NXT has not done their job. They've produced no stars, and every time that somebody fails expectedly, it's somehow WWE's fault because they misuse them. They tell me, how would you use Andrade? How would you book Andrade? How would you, manage this guy's run up to the main event? Tell me. I would love to know. There's not a chance that in a perfect world Andrade could be anything more than a mid-carder at best, at fucking best. I'm so fucking sick and tired of everyone blowing all these indie guys and all these Ring of Honor guys and making it seem as if these people are a big deal, man. Look at Seth Rollins. He's another guy, another ROH guy. Seth Rollins is not drawing any money for this company at all. If anything, he's in debt to WWE because they've basically paid for this guy's entire fucking life that he has at this point in time. Seth Rollins has done nothing since he became champion in 2015 but just fucking diminish this company's ratings year after year after year. CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, these guys, in my opinion, are the new Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. I'm not gonna sit here and act as if Punk and Bryan have no talent. Eddie Guerrero and Benoit, they both had talent. But these guys are not ratings draws. These guys are not needle movers. These guys are exactly what Triple H coined them as, B+ players. B+ players, man. B+ players to people like John Cena, to people like Randy Orton, to people who actually draw the money, right? For years, everybody has created this weird, just fascination, or not even fascination, but they've created this weird story in their minds where it's like, oh, Vince McMahon, he loves big sweaty men. It's they make it like a weird thing. You know what I mean? It's not like they make it almost out to be some sort of a fetish. Vince McMahon does not love big sweaty men. He loves, men who are masculine and who are larger than life. You know what I mean? You don't see people like Brock Lesnar, like fucking, Batista, even the failed experiments, right? Even your Nathan Joneses, even your Mason Ryans. At least these guys, in my opinion, still had more of a hope than fucking Shinsuke Nakamura, man. And I used to be one of these people who bought into this kind of crap. I used to be one of these people who really thought Pete Dunne was going to be, you know what I mean? That Pete Dunne was going to one day headline WrestleMania or be a champion or whatever. People really think that fucking Obafemi, people really think that, Obafemi, he's decent size, but still mid. But people really thought that Carmelo Hayes was going to main event WrestleMania. He's simply too small of a guy. It's just not going to happen. What about this do people not get? What about this do these delusional ass dumb fucks online not understand? If you want to draw money, you have to be something exceptional. You have to be something exceptional. You can't just be very good in the ring. And what is very good in the ring anyway, bro? Wrestling's fake. So there's no metric to judge this shit on other than your, own opinion. And now, we've gotten to a point where people like I said, AJ Lee come back. Oh, AJ Lee's a legend. Andrade gets released. It's this huge missed opportunity. It's really fucking not. I mean, even people who I like Keith Lee, like Dijak, man, it's not a huge missed opportunity that these guys are gone. What are any of these guys doing now? It does not fucking matter. No, if we're being completely 1000% honest, nobody in wrestling draws money. nobody's a missed opportunity, so to speak. You know, like even John Cena doesn't really draw anymore, man. Like I'm sure when you put his name on the marquee or whatever, like I'm sure a few more people are interested. I'm sure it'll get a few more clicks. I'm sure it'll sell a few more tickets. But nobody's really moving the needle anymore. The last person to really move the needle was, I guess, Roman. When they got the boost from being on Fox. But now, that shit's gone, bro. And even Brock Lesnar coming back is not really a huge deal anymore, So now that Andrade is gone, nobody should really be sitting here and acting as if this is like some mishap or mistake on WWE's part. If anything, they're shedding some dead weight. They ought to shed a few more fucking fat cells from their asses, if you ask me, and get rid of some of these guys who have just been sucking money from this company. Like, what benefit has Finn Balor brought them in the past 10 years? This guy was supposed to be the next big thing fucking 10 years ago, bro. What has happened? Nothing has happened. NXT has completely failed at their job at creating stars. Everyone who comes through the pipeline of that, jabroni-ass fucking developmental brand, none of them go anywhere. NXT's produced no real, I guess you can say, they've produced some world champions, but who's headlined WrestleMania that's come from NXT? I guess you can say Seth Rollins hasn't even really main evented. He closed the one WrestleMania when he cashed in, but he was not promoted. He was not billed as being in the main event. That is, he cashed in the contract to insert himself into the main event, but he was not the promoted main event. You get what I'm saying? And so now, when you look at the roster up and down, and I guess at some point I should probably go ahead and do a roster review while I'm at it, right? But there's very few guys who really have that larger than life feel. I would say Drew McIntyre. I would say Lashley before he left. But there's not many people like that, man. Everybody's just an average Joe motherfucker. Everybody's someone who you can just walk down the street and basically see them. Nobody's special. Nobody stands out. Andrade getting released, what's the difference between Andrade and fucking Dragon Lee? One guy wears a mask. Both of them barely speak any English. Andrade has nothing to offer, man. He has nothing to fucking offer. What separates him from what separates Andrade from fucking Angel Garza, right? Angel Garza actually speaks English. He can actually cut a promo that you can understand, right? So I'm just not understanding why this is some sort of a massive deal, man, to some people. And they think that just because, and people see these fans online too, they think they're smarter than they are. They think, they get one part of the puzzle right, but they miss the entire thing completely, right? They say, oh, well, Andrade does suck, right? That part is right. But then they say, oh, but Karrion Kross is good. How about both of them suck balls, right? How about neither of them are worth a damn? You dig what I'm saying? And I'm just not, I'm not too excited here about what the prospects are for this company. I don't know what Obafemi is going to do. I don't know what people think Trick Williams is going to do. It's going to lead fucking nowhere, if you ask me. I don't really have too much else to say on this subject. I'm going to go ahead and just make my way up out of here. You guys can all lick my balls with, jelly sauce. And, I'm going to go ahead and just piece the fuck up out of here and catch you in the next one.